Hello everyone, this is Rishi Ajmera here from Algo. I welcome you all to our YouTube channel. So, we are providing strategy automation service. Like we have some readily available tools if you are trading based on stock market strategies, or if you are trading based on options adjustment or 5 EMA strategy, then we have some readily available tools for that. And apart from that, if you have any fixed rule based setup which you want to automate, then we can help with the automation part. So this video is primarily focused on the demonstration of the 5MA strategy automation tool that we have developed. So basically this concept of the 5MA strategy is developed by Subasish Pani sir from Power of Stocks, and we have just made this tool to automate the same. So I would like to request you all to pause the video for 2 minutes and read the disclaimer. So we are not endorsing any strategy here. We are just providing a tool to automate the same. We don't provide any backtested data or any standard configuration. If you are already trading using the same concept, then you can use our tool to automate the same. Right. So first I will explain the concept behind the 5EMA strategy. So basically I'm sure you all are aware of what is EMA. So first I will explain the sell signal. So for the sell signal, the candle low should not be touching the 5 EMA. Like in the image displayed, the candle marked as 1 is not touching the 5 EMA. The low of the candle is above the 5 EMA. So this type of candle we will call it as a signal candle. So in this chart that I have displayed, the first candle is a signal candle, and we will mark the low of the first candle as the sell trigger price. After that, if any candle goes below the sell trigger price, then we will be selling the stock, right? So in this example, after the first candle, the second candle is not going below the low of the sell trigger price, and second candle is also not touching the EMA. So after the second candle is closed, this second candle will be our new signal candle, and we will mark the low of the second candle as the sell trigger price. In the third candle, the low of the second candle is breached, so it will be taking a sell trade in this candle. So this is basically a sell side signal. Now I'll show you the buy side signal. It is exactly opposite. The high of the candle should not be touching the 5 EMA. So if you see the image, the candle 1, the high is not touching the 5 EMA. So we will mark it as a signal candle, and high of the candle will be our buy trigger price. So in the second candle, the buy trigger price is not crossed, and we got a new signal candle because the second candle also doesn't touch the 5 EMA. So we will mark the high of the second candle as our buy trigger price. In the third candle, the price is crossing above the buy trigger price, so we will be taking the entry when it crosses the high. Right. Now I will show you the software, like how it works and everything. So this is the login screen of the software. As you can see, you can select the broker over here, and you will need to enter all your credentials for your trading account. And we have also integrated the Telegram alerts. It will send you messages on the Telegram whenever any signal is generated, whenever any entry happens, or whenever any exit happens. It will send a signal on Telegram. So if you want to enable Telegram, you can just click on this and you can fill up these details, and it will send the details on that channel. Our team will help you with the setup of the software, the Telegram channel integration and everything. Our team will help. Right. So once you have entered all the required details, you can just click on the login. It will automatically do the login. So now it will be downloading all the instruments, and once that is done, you will be seeing this screen and you will get this message that you are logged in. Right. So after that, first I will show you how you can create the strategies. So once the login is successful, you will see this screen. So now I will show you how you can add stocks and index in this. So to do that, you just need to click on this create strategy button, and you will see this create strategy form. From here you can add different stocks or indexes. So now there are multiple modes available, which I'll show you on the website first. So the first mode is equity to equity. So it will be scanning the signal on the equity, and it will be trading on the same. So let's say if you select Infosys over here, so scan signal on is Infosys, so it will scan the signal on Infosys, and it will also trade on the Infosys. The second option is equity and future. So it will be scanning the signal on Infosys and it will be trading on futures. So you can select a future contract over here. So it will be checking for the signal candle and the trigger price on the stock chart, and whenever the signal is triggered in the stock, it will take the trade in the future. You can also set it like future to future. Let's say if you want to scan the signal on futures chart directly and you want to trade on the same, so you can do that as well, right? For indexes, there are two options available. Underlying, you can select either index or future. So let's say if you have selected index and you want to trade on the future, so it will be checking the signal candle and the trigger on the underlying spot chart of Nifty 50, and whenever the trade is triggered, it will take the entry in the future. The second mode is you can take the entry in the options. So for options, there are two modes given. One is the option buy mode and one is the option sell mode. So let's say if there is a buy signal generated and you want to buy call options, so for that you can set the option mode as buy. And let's say if a buy signal comes and you want to sell put instead of buying the call, then you can set the mode as a sell. So likewise, you can set the option buy mode for Nifty or Bank Nifty. Currently Fin Nifty options are not added. Once the liquidity is enough, we will add the Fin Nifty as well, right? So for options, now let's say if there is a signal on the option, there is a signal on the spot chart and you want to take the trade in option. Now which strike price to select? So for that we have given two different options. One is the ATM point base and one is the closest premium basis. So if you set the ATM point base and if you set the strikeout as 0, then it will buy the ATM contract. If you set the strikeout as let's say 50, then for Nifty it will buy the option contract having the strike price 50 points away from the ATM. So one out of the money option, right? You can also keep in the money option, like if you want to buy or sell in the money option, you can do that as well. And if you select the contract selection based on premium and you want to select the nearest premium to 100 rupees, so if a buy signal comes, it will select the call option having the price nearest to 100, and if it is a sell signal, it will select a put option having the price nearest to 100. If you set it like greater than or equal to 100, then it will select the nearest option contract having the price above 100 rupees. And similarly, you can set less than or equal to. So in this case, it will select the option contract having the price below 100 rupees and it is nearest to 100, like that. You can also set premium match percentage. So let's say if you are keeping the option price nearest to 100 rupees, then, and if you have set the premium match percentage equal to 30, then it will select the option contract which falls in the range of 70 to 130 and it is nearest to 100. And if there is no option contract available between the range of 70 to 130, then there are two options. Either you can wait for premium match, so it will wait for any option contract to come within the range of 70 to 130, or you can choose to avoid the entry. So if no option falls within that range at the first check, then it will just simply avoid the entry, right? Now you can set the EMA period as well. Like let's say if you want to use the 5 EMA which is suggested by Subasish sir, or if you have backtested your own parameters and you want to use any other EMA, then you can do that as well. You can select which time frame you want to scan with. Like let's say if on Infosys you want to scan on 5 minute or 3 minute chart, then you can do that, right? You can also select the trade direction. So this trade direction is basically you can decide whether you want to take the long side trades or short side trades. So just don't get confused with trade direction and option mode. Option mode is whether you want to buy the option contract or sell the option contract, and this is whether you want to take the long side trades or short side trades, or you want to take both. You can also set how many entries you want to take in any particular stock, or let's say Nifty. This trigger valid till next candle checkbox. So if it is checked, then the signal candle will be valid till the next candle, and if it is unchecked, then it will be valid until any number of candles. So if you want the entry to be taken within the next candle only, then you can keep it checked, otherwise you can uncheck it. You can also set the max profit and max loss. So let's say for Nifty, if anytime your max profit goes above 5,000 or your MTM goes below 2500, then it will exit the position, right? For quantity configuration, for equity there are three modes given. One is you can directly mention the quantity or number of lots. The second is by using capital. So let's say if you have set the capital to 10,000 and if the stock price is 1000 rupees, then it will trade 10 quantities. You can also set the quantity based on risk per trade. So let's say if you want to take a risk of 500 rupees on each trade, then what it will do is, like, to calculate the quantity, it will figure out the LTP at the time of entry and it stop loss price. So based on that, whatever is your risk, it will decide the quantity based on that. So let's say if the difference between your entry price and the stop loss price is 5 rupees, then it will take 100 shares. So like that it will decide the quantity. For futures and options, there is only one logic given, number of lots. Now these are the different exit criteria which I will show you now. So the first is like end candles high or low from signal. So let's say if you get a sell signal and you want to keep the stop loss above the two candles from the signal candle high. So let's say let me just demonstrate the same. So let's say you get a sell signal over here. Okay, the entry is triggered on the third candle. So this second candle is the signal candle and you want to keep the stop loss above the highest high of the two candles, including the signal candle. So in this case it will take the highest high of one first candle and second candle, and the highest high will be first candle high. So it will keep the stop loss above this high price, right? Opposite for the buy side. So you can set whether you want the highest high of 3 candles or 4 candles. You can change it. You can also keep the stop loss based on percentage. So let's say if you are scanning the signal on the Nifty spot chart, and on the spot chart from the trigger price you want to keep a stop loss of 0.2%. So you can keep the stop loss over here. You can keep it, you can mention it in percentage or point basis, right? Now third option exit type is EMA touch. So once you get a entry, like in this scenario you get the entry in the third candle, after that whenever LTP touches the 5 EMA value it will exit. So in this case this red candle which I am showing, it is touching the 5 EMA. So in this case whenever LTP touches the EMA for the first time, it will exit. The other option is EMA candle close below or above. So for cycle signal, if the candle closes below the 5 EMA, it will exit. So in this scenario, after the third candle, this candle just touches, but this candle closes below the 5 EMA. So this is the first candle which is closing below the 5 EMA. So it will exit over here. It will not exit in this because it is not closing below 5 EMA. This candle is closing below 5 EMA. So it will exit over here. So for this exit criteria, whichever exit criteria happens first, it will exit the position. You can also set the target based on percentage or point, similar to stop loss, and you can also set the target based on the reward to risk. So let's say if you are keeping a stop loss of say 30 points, then 30 points is your stop loss, so your reward to risk based target will be 60 points. Like that you can set. Now all these exit criteria are based on underlying. So let's say if you are selecting Nifty spot over here and you are trading based on options, so this underlying exit criteria will be applicable on the Nifty spot chart. And if you want to set any exit criteria based on index option, then you can use this trade symbol exit criteria. So in this, let's say whenever a signal is generated, you want to buy option contract which is around 100 rupees, and if you want to keep a stop loss of 20%, you can mention over here. So if you are buying at 100, then your stop loss will be 80 rupees, which will be directly on the options price. You can also mention the target in percentage or point basis, and you can also mention the reward to risk based target. So in this case, if your entry price is 100 and your stop loss is 80 rupees, then if your reward to risk is 2:1, then your target will be 140 rupees, like that. Now there is one option given to protect the profits. There are 3 options available: lock minimum profit, trail profit, lock and trail profit. So I'll just explain each. So the explanation for the same is given on the website as well. So if you are using the lock minimum profit, let's say if you set the values equal to 10,000 and 5,000, then whenever your MTM reaches to 10,000, it will lock minimum profit at 5,000. So your MTM will be gradually increasing from 0 to 10,000, and after that when it comes back below 5,000 it will exit the position. Now second option is trail profit. So in this case, let's say if you are keeping the trail increase in profit equal to 2,000 and trail minimum profit by 1,000 rupees. So initially your MTM will be 0, and when it reaches to 2,000 it will lock your minimum profit to 1,000 rupees, and after that with every 2,000 rupees increase in the MTM it will trail the minimum profit by 1,000. So let's say when it reaches to 4,000 it will lock your minimum profit to 2,000, and when it goes to 6,000 your minimum profit will be locked to 3,000, like that. If you enable lock and trail, then when MTM reaches to 10,000 for the first time it will lock minimum profit at 5,000, and after that with every increase of 2,000 it will trail the minimum profit by 1,000. So when MTM reaches to 12,000 it will lock minimum profit at 6,000. When it reaches to 14,000 it will lock minimum profit at 7,000. So like this you can do the settings for each and every instrument that you are adding. So let's say now I want to configure two strategies. One is nifty buy, okay, and I'll be taking the buy side trades only in this strategy, and I want to go with option buying mode. So this buying strategy I want to run on 15-minute time frame, and I don't want any sell side trades, so I will select the trade direction as buy, and I'll be setting the option buy mode equal to buy because I want to buy the options. So I'll be doing this configuration and I'll save it. Another I want to create is like nifty sell side. So for nifty sell side I want option buying mode only, but trade direction I want sell only because I'll be running this in 5-minute time frame. So you will just need to edit once again. So this ID1 it will be taking the buy side trades only on 15-minute time frame, and this will be taking the sell side trades only on the 5-minute time frame. So like that you can do multiple strategies if you want to run it on multiple time frames. You can add stock also, like let's say if I want to add Infosys and I just want to go with sell side on 5-minute time frame, I can add it. And TCS future, I want to take the trade on both the sides, but I want this in 3-minute time frame because my backtested data says that let's say TCS works fine on 3 minutes. So you can do that as well, like whatever is your backtested data you can set the configuration based on that. So you can create multiple strategies like this. Okay, now I'll be explaining you the global configurable parameter which are displayed over here. So this is start time. So let's say if you don't want to take any trade before 9:20.00 or let's say 9:30.00, then you can set it over here. Stop enter time is after this time it will stop taking new entries. So let's say if you don't want any new entry after 10 o'clock, you can set it over here. At exit time it will exit all the positions, so you can set it over here. This is maximum number of trade for all the stocks or index you have added. So let's say if you have added 5 stocks and you want to limit the maximum number of trade to equal to 3, so you can enter 3 over here. So out of 5 stocks, whichever 3 comes first it will take, others it will ignore. This is global max profit and max loss. So let's say for all the stocks that you have added, anytime if your MTM reaches to say 3000 or your max loss reaches to 1500, you want to exit the position, you can set it. Okay. Now for entry order type we have given selection option, and for stop loss we are using by default stop loss limit order. So for entry you can select whether you want to go with market order or limit order. If you set it as a limit order, then you have one more option, like what limit price should be used while placing the order. So let's say if your entry price is let's say if your LTP is 100 rupees and you set the limit buffer percentage to 2%, and it's a buy side trade, so it will place an order with 102 rupees. So this doesn't mean that your trade will be executed at 102, it will be still executed at the best available seller. Let's say if it is 100 or 100.05, then it will be executed at that price only. Just that there will be maximum capping for the buy price, and if the order doesn't, like let's say if there are no seller available, then it will modify the order after 5 seconds or 3 seconds, whichever you mention, right? So this is applicable if you have set the entry order type as a limit only. In case of market order, this won't be applicable. You can also select the expiry date. So for options, which expiry you want to go with, you can select whether you want nearest weekly expiry or monthly expiry. You can select it from here. There is protect profit option given at a global level also, which is similar to what I have explained at stock level. So this is the same concept, but it will be applicable on the total P&L generated by the algo. There are two execution modes given, whether you want paper trade or live trade. So you can do the testing on paper trade, and once you are comfortable with that, you can take it live as well. In case of paper trade, it will still show you the live P&L, order book and everything, but it will not place the orders in the broker. And in case of live, it will be placing the orders in the broker. There is one more option given over here, Telegram message interval. So as I have not configured the Telegram alerts, it is disabled currently, but the purpose of the same is basically the software also sends you the P&L, the total P&L generated by the algo. It will be sending you on Telegram at every few minutes interval, whichever you have set. So just take a note that this is not, it doesn't mean that it will send you the delayed alerts. For entry, exit, target, stop loss, everything, it will send the instant alerts only. Just for total P&L, it will send the alerts at every 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, like that. Right. Once all the configurations are done, you can just start the software. So after that, you don't need to do anything. So every day in the morning, you just start the software, you load your configuration and you start the software. It will start taking the trades. I will also show you how you can save the configuration file. Like let's say if you are adding 15-20 stocks and you don't need to edit every day, you can just create a configuration file and you can just load it again whenever you want to load. You can before hitting the start button, this load button will be enabled. So using that, you can load your pre-saved configuration file. So every day morning, you just load the file and start the software. That's all. Apart from that, once you have started the software, let's say if you want to change the global max profit to 3500, then you can just change the value and click on the update button. So it will be changed. So these two parameters you can change live while software is running. It will show the total MTM over here, and there are number of open positions over here. Now there are two buttons given over here. One is the delete button and one is the exit button. So delete button will be enabled when there is no trade open, when there is no trade running. So let's say there are no trades running currently. So you can delete any strategy if you want. And once a trade is taken, this exit button will be enabled. So let's say after some time you want to exit the position taken in Nifty, you can just click on the exit button. At any time, if you want to exit all the position, then you can click on the exit all button, and on this button, if you click on yes, then it will exit all the position and it will stop taking the new trades, right? So just to demonstrate how it looks like when the software is running and taking the trades, we have taken some screenshots in the morning. So I'll be just showing you the same. So this is the underlying tab over here. It shows you what strategies are added. Like let's say if you have added Nifty 2 times with different settings and you have added Infosys stock, so it will show it like this. It will show the live P&L in this column. Whatever the stop loss or target is there on the underlying, it will show it in these two columns. It will show the entry type and entry trigger price as well, at what time the entry was taken, and it will show the trade counter as well, and it will show the lock and trail profit parameters over here, right? So this is the underlying tab. In the second tab, which is trade symbol, so whatever the trades that are taken from the start, it will show over here. So if you see in the ID2, there was one trade taken. In the ID3, one trade is taken, and in ID4 there are two trades taken in Infosys. So it will show you the P&L, quantity, entry time, entry price, exit price, stop loss and target, and exit time, like this. In the logs and events, you can find all the details, like what happened starting from the morning. It will show over here. This is the order book generated by the software. So this was a live execution, so you can see the order ID as well. So it will show you all the orders for any particular ID or the alias that you have set. It will show the net position over here, and it will show all the parameters of the strategy in this tab. So these are the main 5 tabs, and you can see all the details in these tabs. So this is it. This is the software for EMA Strategy. Our team will be providing you support starting from the API subscription, software setup, cloud setup and everything. And after that, if you are facing any challenge while executing the software, or if you are getting any issue, then for that also we'll be providing the support. So that's it. You can check all the details on our website. The link is given in the description, so you can check all the details. Everything that I have explained in the video is mentioned over in the website, and whatever the new feature that we add, we will be updating the details over here, and we will be also posting the details on our Telegram channel for this software. So the link for this Telegram channel is also given. You can join it to get the latest updates about the software. In the product section of our website, we will be adding more readily available tools, so you can keep checking that as well. Whatever the new products that we have, if you are trading based on similar concept, then you can use the same to automate it. So that's it. Thank you very much for your time. If you have any query, you can get in touch with our team. Thank you so much.